Good morning. I hope y'all are having a great day today. Whatever part of country you're in. I have been out on the porch just for a few minutes this morning, so it's not going to be that bad outside here in East Texas. So I'm Mary with the Pinky Mom Sisters in the Kitchen, and Linda's home today. She'll be on live later on this afternoon. She can't create but one event at the time, so whenever my video is over, then she'll be able to post what time she's going to be on this afternoon. So I'm doing it today by myself, and this is one day I am making sour cream enchiladas, and I have not made this particular recipe in a long time. And when I sit down to try to write out what all I did, I just had to throw it together in my mind when I made the recipe, because I'm used to just cooking and throwing in stuff. So I'm going to do my best to do the way that I would do, and then I'll have to go back and look at the recipe and see if I actually told the members right, because I'm just going to put it together. When I decided to make these sour cream enchiladas, I actually thought I was going to have two of my granddaughters here this morning, and I was going to do 2 pans. But I'm just going to do 2 pans live, and I'll do the other pan off camera. So I want to say hi to Bradley, Miranda, my youngest granddaughter, and her husband and 2 children, Kinley and Bradley. And then Miranda's father-in-law is also coming. They're bringing a turkey, and they're going to smoke a turkey here. But they're on the road, and so y'all have a safe trip. And Bradley, I hope you're watching. I love you. So I'm going to go ahead and get started. I think I've got the burner down low. I'm going to do my best to do this where y'all can see it. But just let me get I'll tell you what I'm putting in there because of time, and I have not done all the prep that I normally do before I go live. So you're going to get to see the real person in action this morning. I have got okay, I'm doubling this recipe from what's on the members page. So this is actually 1 teaspoon of all these spices, and I'll tell you what the spices are, but I went ahead and put them out so I wouldn't have to do it on camera because I've got so much to do. So I'll tell you what I'm putting in here. I have got 2 cups of chicken broth. I cooked my chicken last night and put it in the refrigerator, shredded it. This is just half of it. But like I said, I'm only going to do 1 pan on live. So I saved my broth that I cooked my chicken in. And I will tell you, I did not put this on the website. But in my broth, I put some chili powders, and I put some, what all did I put in that? I put some taco seasoning. I put garlic salt, just according to how much water you got in your chicken. But I did spice up my broth that I cooked my chicken in, because it gives the chicken a little bit of that Mexican flavor if you cook some of your spices in your broth. So now I've got 2 cups of broth that I cooked last night in the boiler here that I've got it already warming up. And I'm going to be putting these spices in here now. Now, like I said, don't forget, I'm doubling this recipe. So I've got 2 cups of chicken broth and all these spices. And I'm going to whisk it up. Now, I'll tell you what the spices is. It's thyme, cumin, garlic powder. Remember, teaspoons, what I'm using today. If you're halving this recipe, it's only 1/4. I got some taco everything. Now this is Pampered Chef. I put some of this in there also. I put celery salt, chili pepper powders, and nutmeg. All this I put 1 teaspoon, but like I said, half it. So I'm gonna set these aside now and so get them out of the way. And I'm going to heat this. I'm going to get that other whisk. I'm going to get the rubber silicone whisk out. Linda, I know you're wishing you was here to help me. Anyway, I'm going to get that started. I'm going to turn the burner up just a tad because I'm going to, my broth was already warm. Let me see if I can get the camera over here a little closer. Let's see here. So y'all can see. Okay, this is my broth. I'm putting a half a cup of flour in here. And again, like I said, I'm doubling this. Just whisk it, whisk it, whisk it. And it's been a long time since I've done this, so I may change up something, and if I do, I'll go back and this enchilada sauce. This is a large can. I'm just going to put about half of it in here. Stir it up good. I've got the burner on low. I may put that whole can in here, but I'm not sure. I'm gonna, like I said, I've been so busy lately. I just didn't have time to think all this through first because I just didn't have time. That's just all it is to it. Okay, I'm going to put some butter in there. I'm going to put 2 tablespoons of butter. I'm actually, the knife curved, so it's a little over 2 teaspoons. I'm going to put butter in this. Just make it good, and I'm going to, and if I probably would have put this butter in here before I put the flour in there, if I'd have just thought it, because it would have melted quite quicker before I got my thickening in here. Whoops, I don't want that camera to fall. Okay. I hope y'all can follow along with me the way I'm doing this. Okay, I'm gonna give that just a few minutes to melt that butter. And you know what? I'm going to go ahead and put this. This is probably a 1/4 a cup. I'm not putting a lot of onions in it. So I'm going to go ahead and put this in here to flavor that up too. I think in the recipe, I might have said saute this in that butter instead of putting it in here. So I'm going to have to do some changing around on that. I got my oven preheated to 350. Okay, get that started. I'm going to turn it up just a tad. And I am putting diced green, fire roasted diced green chilies. And I accidentally picked up a hot. So I am going to put it in here, but I'll do another pan for the kids. And then I'm just letting this all flavor up. That butter's about to melt. And then I'm going to add sour cream. I'm going to put, this is 8 ounces. I'm only going to put half of this container in there. Because I actually make a white sauce to go on top of this. So I put about 8 ounces in this double, so you wouldn't use that much. Okay. I told y'all that I'm getting my stove fixed. In a couple weeks, I wish, or maybe a week now, I was sure wishing that I could have it done before Thanksgiving, but I didn't. So, all right, now I'm going to put a cup of whole milk in this also. you'll find it's really thick. So you have to have, I don't know where my cup is. Here it is. I'll get one of these. I'm going to turn that burner up. I'm going to put a cup. Let me just see. This is a lot of sauce, but I like a lot of sauce. Put a cup of whole milk in it. I have this recipe for sour cream enchiladas, and then I have another sour cream, another sauce that you can use instead of this, and I did put that on the website. It's just, you can use just this, or you can mix it, or you can use just the cream, just the white sauce. And the white sauce is butter. Saute your onions with your butter. That's why I confused that when I put that on there to begin with. And then you use flour. You thicken it, make it like a roux with flour and butter and onions. And then you add a heavy cream and sour cream and some garlic powder and garlic salt. And that's it. Just cook it. So that's just a white sauce, sour cream, heavy cream, and I do put a can of the fire roasted green chilies in it. There's a timer going off. Oh, I got my refrigerator open. My refrigerator lets me know when I have my refrigerator open. All right, I'm getting it. I got the milk out and forgot to put it back, and okay. Okay, I'm gonna turn this up. It hasn't really got as hot as what I like for it to get. I'm gonna get a spoon and taste of that to make sure. Yeah, it's something. It's good. It's very good. Spicy. Okay. All right. And it's hot too. So I would definitely have to make some more sauce for the kids because that's hot. Okay. All right. Now I'm gonna move over here to the camera. Let's see here. This is my chicken, my shredded chicken. Okay, let's see here. I'm putting a can of the fire roasted green chilies in with my chicken. Throw this in the trash. So, I'm going to mix that up. Now, this you could add some sauteed onions. You could also do that in with this, but I'm not today because I didn't have time. But you just put this in with your chicken, and also put. This is that Fiesta blend of cheese. I'm putting some of that in here. This is what I fill the tortillas with. And I use flour tortillas, but you can use corn tortillas if you want to. All right. Just kind of stir this up. All right. And I'm going to put a little bit of that sauce in this just to kind of moisten it, because I don't want a dry chicken enchilada when I get into it. So that's it. I think I'm gonna, let's see here. Scoop. I'm gonna get, I can't hardly work the camera today. It looks like I'm gonna put me a scoop of that enchilada sauce in here. Not a lot. You don't want it soupy. But I just want a little bit of it to moisten it. I'll stir this up and see. I cooked 6 big chicken breasts is what I cooked. But this is not 6 here. This is probably 3, maybe. Probably 3. So you just want it just a little bit moist. Not a lot. I think I'm going to put just a tad more in there. About another tablespoon. About another 2 tablespoons of green sauce in here. Okay. Alrighty. Now, I'm going to take my 9 by 13 inch pan. And I'm going to put 1 scoop of the green enchilada sauce in the bottom of this pan. Put a little bit more. So I'm just putting this in the pan. Just go so it won't be dry on the bottom. Okay. Now I'm gonna move the camera so maybe you can see what I'm doing here. So I'm gonna spread that enchilada sauce on around in there. Get this back a little bit so you can see. Okay. Now, whatever size tortillas you want to use, it's okay. It just means that you get more in the pan. But Walmart don't usually have this size. I got these at Brookshire's. But let me see what size it says. Well, it don't say what size. But they're not the small ones and they're not the large ones. But this is what I'm using. And again, you can use the corn tortillas if you like. Try to straighten it. And I'm going to put a good, let me see if I can get this out of the way so you can see. I'm going to put a good spoonful. More than 2. You can put however much you want to in here. So just it depends on how big you want. I'm hoping that I got enough chicken. I've got plenty of chicken shredded, but I was just in a hurry, so I didn't. I might not have done enough. Roll them up like this and put the seam side down in your bowl. And these are big enchiladas. And just put the food in there and just wrap it up. Just tuck that edge down in there so it'll stay in there. And then put it in there. I'm hoping I get enough chicken. Like I said, I've got plenty of chicken, but I just run out of time this morning. I'm really excited about Miranda getting to come. Miranda's going to help me cook Thanksgiving dinner. So, I'm excited about that. Your tortillas sometimes are not completely round. So, you want to put it where the long, you want to roll it from the largest circle. Move my Okay. Give me another one. I've made 4. I didn't know how many this pan would hold, and I also didn't know, it depends on how thick and how much chicken you put in here. I don't like to get a chicken enchilada that doesn't have no meat in it. Or any enchilada, as far as that goes, if beef or chicken. I'm going to put a little more than that. If your tortillas are smaller, then you can layer them down and then some on each side. But this one, these tortillas it's too big to put some down the sides. Okay. That was a little smaller one there, but it's really not hard at all. I've done these lots of different ways. This is not how we do them at the church. It's similar, but it's not just like it. If you're doing corn tortillas, you want to dip your tortilla in broth before you start to roll them. Microwave the corn tortillas. Microwave them. Get them kind of hot. Not hot, but warm, because they roll better. And also, we also do, we dip them in broth or something before we roll it. We do them different ways. Like I said, there's so many ways you can do. Everything I do, you can do it more ways than one. And when y'all do this, you'll probably make up your own way. This is just kind of give you a guide to what, to how to do it. You can add different spices. You can add more sour cream or the green sauce, just according to your taste. I think I might get one more in this pan. One more. And I definitely had enough chicken made up. I haven't heard from Shelly about her boys that was sick. Because I don't know yet whether they're going to get to come tomorrow or not. I know they can't come today. Okay, let me move this out of the way and wash my hands. I'm cooking some pinto beans with ham, and I'm making some lime rice to go with this, but I'm not doing that on camera. Okay, this is how I got them rolled up. That's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I kind of thought that's how many would put in there, but wasn't sure. Okay, so now this is 8, and I'm going to put that sauce over this. Can you see me? I can't get the camera over here. And you want it plenty in it, on it. I like them soaked in it. Like a lot of that sauce. So, anyway, I'm going to have to make some more sauce because this sauce, I put that can of hot chilies in it, and it's definitely too hot. Okay, now, this is going in the oven for 20 minutes. And then after the 20 minutes, you bring it out and you cover it in cheese, in Monterey Jack cheese. And I have not got the cheese shredded. So I'm putting this in the oven. So I should be able to show y'all the completed product, dish. Okay, let me put my timer on. And get my cheese out. I'm just loving my new refrigerator that my kids got me for Christmas. This is, I'm just shredded on this same paper here. I'm going to use my little grater. Let me open this. I thought I told Carla this morning that I was missing my extra hands. Carla did come yesterday and help me some, but I didn't get around to getting my floors mopped until this morning. So I got up this morning and mopped the whole house before I come on live. That's why I didn't have time to grade this, but at least I'll be able to show you the end of it. The end. I might just use this whole block. I could have just used it. All right, let me straighten my glasses here. Wash my hands again. Okay, now I'm on grate cheese. And you can use 2 cups, 3 cups, however much cheese you want on top of it. I usually use a lot. So I'll try to measure this and show you how much I use. But after I finish this on live, then I'm going to turn right around and make another pan. Because Miranda and them will be here for lunch. And I'm going to make some lime rice. Well, it's not lime rice, it's cilantro rice with lime in it. And I'm going to make that, and I got pinto beans with ham. And I'm going to have to make mac and cheese for little Bradley, because he definitely won't eat these enchiladas, I don't think. And so that's what we're having for lunch. And I had a pan of cornbread, or a half a pan of cornbread in the freezer left over from my dressing the other day. And it's got onions in it, but it'll still be good. I'm going to warm it up for the ones who wants to eat that with beans. And then I'll have chips to eat for the ones that wants chips with the Mexican dish. And then later on this afternoon, I'm going to make a milk cake. I'm not doing that on camera though. I got too much to do it on camera. Whether y'all know it or not, it's just more to it when you do it on camera than if I'm just doing it, because I want to get, this is Monterey Jack. You can use any kind of cheese you want. Monterey Jack or I can't even think of the name of the cheese, but it's whatever cheese you want. I wouldn't want to use cheddar because it's orange, and this is got a white sauce. Now, like I said, I am going on that other one. I am going to make that milk sauce instead of this sauce to go on top, and all it is butter and flour and onions. You saute your onions and butter. And then you put some flour in there for the thickening. And then you use whole, heavy cream and some sour cream. And that's it. And that is a white sauce that you can use instead of this. So I'm going to make that other white sauce for the other. And I'll just use this stuff to put in the chicken, the sauce. I just like to make different kinds. People can see what they like best. I probably should cut this cheese instead of using this block as a wedge. I don't like too much though, being through with the probably enough. I like a lot on there though. So, I imagine all of y'all out there probably already planning your Thanksgiving and what you're going to fix and all that. And, I'm not for sure what all our menu is going to be. I know some of it. I'll be making dressing. And I'll be making some gravy. And Linda's bringing the cranberry sauce. And I'm probably going to make a broccoli and rice casserole. And I'm going to have cream corn. I'm going to have some homemade rolls that my pastor's wife made. I thought I would be able to make some, or I was going to get my granddaughter to make some. But when when at the bazaar the other day, I didn't know Mindy wasn't going to be here, but just as a backup plan, I bought some of her rolls. So, and they're sourdough bread. Sourdough roll is what it is, and they are the best. I have tried to make her rolls before, and there's something about it. She's been making them so many years until she just got the knack, and I just hadn't got that yet. So, whether y'all know it or not, this is kind of hard to do for me, I'll tell you. Okay, I'm going to stop there, and if that's not enough, I'll do some more. But I think that will probably be enough. And it takes about 10 minutes for the cheese to melt on top. Everything that I just put in the oven is done, but it just needs to kind of soak in and combine together. Okay, let's see here. Let's see, like that. We don't like too much. We don't like too much more. So let me see if I can see if y'all have any questions. If you don't mind, I think I'm going to sit down here. I've been up all morning. I'm just going to sit down here. See if I can. Okay. Do you have any questions? Maybe I can see. No, I can't see. Let me get a little closer. If you buy shredded, honestly, the shredded is okay. You can use shredded, but that you buy, but it's not going to. It's got something in it. I don't know what. It's got something in that shredded cheese that you buy. I think some of y'all probably said what it was. And it's almost like plastic. It does not melt good, and it doesn't taste as good either as if you shred your own cheese. So think about that whenever you're buying cheese. And what is milk cake? Milk cake is... it's less, it's got another name, I can't ever say it. It's less, what is it? I don't know. Let me look at my book. I wrote it down so I wouldn't forget. It's basically a cake. You bake your cake, use lots of eggs. Make your cake in a 9 by 13 inch pan. Bake it, and like I said, you use lots of eggs. It's a basic cake recipe, except it has 6 eggs in it, and you beat it and bake it. And then whenever it gets done, you poke holes all on the top of it with a fork, and then you have a can of condensed milk and whole milk, and whip it up, and you pour that on that hot cake and all that milk, and it would be a pan full of milk. And then whenever the cake, then when that milk soaks into the cake, it's very moist. It's a milk cake. That's what I call it. It does have another name, Tresletzi or something like that. I call it a milk cake. And so I'm gonna make that this afternoon. But little Miranda, whatever she's got in mind, she can make whatever she wants to. I've got plenty of groceries. So I'm going to kind of let her make the menu. I know I'm going to be making 2 chocolate pies in this cake. And then I've got a German chocolate cake made. And then I got some fudge. Linda's bringing cranberry sauce and something else, but I forgot what it was. Little Linda is bringing some pecan bars, and she's bringing green beans wrapped in bacon. She makes delicious green beans. They're good, but they're not the kind of green beans that I make. She uses the whole frozen string beans, which you could use fresh too. And I think I don't know how she does it with the bacon wrap. I know she sautés them in butter in a skillet, but she doesn't really cook them completely. I mean, they're not raw, but they've got a little bit of a crunch, and so she wraps them in bacon and she bakes them in the oven, and they're delicious. Oh yeah, I think she puts brown sugar on it. I don't remember how she does them, but they're very good. So she's making some of them. I'm gonna make that cream corn that you buy that's frozen, because it's Linda made some. Linda made some of the corn on our live one day. I think it's last week. So I'm gonna have that also. Oh, we'll have iced tea and anyway. So we're going to, do we serve it buffet style? Yes, we do when all my kids are here. I clear the table. Look, I hadn't even got everything. I hadn't even cleared my table off. I said I need to get all this stuff off my table before they get here. But anyway, I do it buffet style, and everybody just waits on plate. But today, if it's only going to be, this is not Thanksgiving, but if no other grandchildren gets to come and it's just going to be us, we're going to sit at the table because I've got plenty folding tables that I usually put up on the porch. When I have 15 or 20, I put tables up on the porch. But we're not going to have that this year unless Shelly's kids gets to come, and I'll probably set one table up outside. But it's just better for us to do it buffet style because it's just so everybody can. Usually I have a table full of food, and there's not room for you to sit down, and eat because there's so much food on the table. So, anyway, I've got to clear my bar off. It's totally decorated. They're probably going to come in and say, where can we eat? Because I got 4 bar stools when we have extra company. And I've got the bar so decorated. It's been decorated for 2 months, ever since October. As a matter of fact, my table's been decorated since October. I'm going to decorate my table different for Thanksgiving dinner because I just want to. I just like to decorate. So anyway, I don't know what time it's getting to be. Let me check my food. I'm gonna have to get up. My feet are so swollen this morning. That's why I thought I would sit down a few minutes. My feet's got where they swell. They used to do that all the time, but then they quit doing that, and now they started doing it again. So let me check my clock. Oh, we got 6 minutes. I can stand here and lean on the counter that way. Maybe I can. It's a nice day here today. I don't know what it's going to be tomorrow. I forgot to ask Chuck, and so I don't know what's going to be tomorrow. I know y'all are all excited about y'all's big day. I'm excited. I hadn't seen Linda. When was the last time I seen Linda? I think it's been over a week. And that was one of the main reasons we started doing these videos, is so we could spend more time together. But when we have things like's been going on, special occasions and things, it's just really hard to drive 3 hours in a day and do our videos and do everything else. Now, and for y'all have to watch your sodium intake. You can get that broth that's not so salty. And another thing, whenever you boiling your chicken, don't put that much salt in your broth. I actually didn't put any salt. I put garlic salt, but I didn't put just regular salt. And Angela, you making a coconut cake? My cake sold at the bazaar, so I don't think I'm going to make another one for Thanksgiving. I will make a coconut cake with the pineapple filling for Christmas. And how I make my green bean casserole? I make it with cream mushroom soup and then those fried green onions. The fried onions and canned milk and I forgot what all, but that's how I do it. There is a recipe that I've got, and matter of fact, there was a lady in our church that brought it to church. I didn't actually taste it, but she had cheese in hers, and I've never eaten a green bean casserole with cheese. But I did find the recipe. She said, oh, and so Linda, you're making a pineapple upside down cake from scratch. That's good. They're good too. Yeah, I'm going to need a vacation. But I don't have time for no vacation. I mean, I will go right from Thanksgiving, we'll go right into going back to our part of our regular schedule for us, Linda and I, cooking and everything. And but we've also got the parade December the 1st is coming up. Now, I back up a little bit. After Thanksgiving, on Friday, not on Thanksgiving Day, but on Friday, I am going Black Friday shopping. I sure am. I didn't catch that. If someone lost their father, I'm not sure. Now, little Linda, I mean, not little Linda, but my sister Linda does make divinity. I don't know whether she's going to be making it on camera or not, but she does divinity. Divinity depends on the weather. So I'm not sure if she's going to be making that or not. Oh yes, this is something else I can tell you. When I first started making this broth, where I put the broth and the sour cream stuff, you can use cream of chicken if you don't have the broth. You can start your pot with cream of chicken soup and then add your spices and the sour cream and milk. So you can do that. If you didn't want to use the broth, you could use cream of chicken soup. I just kind of emphasize. I can't even say it. All right. Okay. So it looks like mine didn't freeze, so I'm not sure. So anyway, let's see like 2 more minutes. Let me turn this light on here. Let me stir my beans here. Got pinto beans cooking. I'll show you my pinto beans. They're just pinto beans, but I put onions and all kind of spices in it. See? Just pinto beans with ham. You know, I didn't want to cook too much today because I'm not going to have room in the refrigerator to put it. Oh, I got the wrong lid. You can see I'm leaving that. You can see I'm leaving that on there because on these pots, these classic pots, that the lid gets hot. So I just leave that little on there, and that's Pepper Chef. So, well, let me see here. It'll be ready in about another minute. I didn't think I was going to keep y'all on here. I actually had planned on just putting them in the oven and then showing you later. But since I had to grate the cheese and didn't have that grated, I thought, well, I'll just grate the cheese. So let me see if anybody else has any questions. I will get a little rest. Thank you, Patricia. Good to see you too. And Debbie, Shirley, Lisa, Carolyn, all of y'all. Familiar names. I seen Jennifer Asker on here, and all our regulars. We learned y'all by names, and we learned to love you, and we feel the love through y'all's comments too. Let's see here. I can't read as fast as Linda. That screen goes so fast. Anyway, I can't name everybody anywhere, but thank you, Joan. Happy Thanksgiving to y'all. Happy Thanksgiving to all of y'all. And I hope all of you are blessed and has a very day, whether you celebrate it the day before or the day after. It really doesn't matter in my book, just as long as you can get together. So that's my alarm. So let me get the pot holder pad so I can get that out. think Carla's monitoring today too. Alrighty. It is bubbly, bubbly, bubbly. Put on this cheese. Now, if I didn't put that whole 8 ounce of cream cheese in here, you could have, but I didn't because I knew that this wasn't going to be enough for two. So I'll start over and just add that to it. But that's, you know, if you want more sour cream, or you can even put heavy cream in that instead of the milk. Okay. If you want more cheese, you can put more cheese, but that's pretty thick. I'm gonna put it back in the oven now. For 10 minutes. Wash my hands. Get that off here. Like I told y'all, if y'all don't mind staying on 10 more minutes, I'll show you when it comes out. It's just cheese is going to be melted and maybe a little brown. And then once I go off air, I will just turn right around and do another pot. So I want to make sure I have plenty, which honestly that probably will be plenty just for Miranda's family. And get this down a little bit lower. I'm taking advantage of every bit I can to see it. This morning I almost fell down. My floor was wet in the bathroom, and I'm always running everywhere I go, practically, even in the house. I take so many steps. I had a watch, what do you call it, one of them digital watches where it takes your steps and all that. It just got in my way because it just did. So I gave it away. But I tell you, I take many a step every day. And so I just was kind of going too fast and hit that bathroom and zoop, I caught myself. So I just need to slow down. But thank you, Pat, and Ruth. And so I am sitting down, and I can sit in the recliner and prop my feet up, but honestly, I don't know if it's that I don't sit there long enough or what, but that doesn't help my feet nearly as bad as if I lay flat. Of course, I can prop my feet up on the recliner, but anyway, I'm okay. I'm not stopping, that's for sure. I won't stop probably till I go to bed tonight. But if I get a chance, I will sit down every for a little while. So, thank you, Becky Ann. Said you don't mind waiting. I don't really like to keep y'all waiting. I bumped the camera. I don't really like to keep y'all waiting because I know y'all got other things to do besides just sit and wait to see the picture, because I will post a picture. But I appreciate the ones that you do. Thanksgiving is special, I mean, it's Christmas. I love Christmas, but we need a day to sit and think and reflect on all of our blessings, and be thankful for what we got, whether it's a lot or whether it's not. I know one of Bobby's cousins came by last night, and his cousin's wife, and she was telling me that her son had donated 30 dozen eggs to the missions in Longview, and that just thrilled my heart because I forgot how many hundreds of people that she said that they feed. It's a homeless shelter in Longview, and so 30 dozen eggs would be definitely a blessing to them. And he has chickens, and so they were fresh eggs. He has lots of chickens, so that just did my heart good to know that that people do think about the homeless people. You know, I even mentioned to our pastor's son, because he teaches school in Longview, if he knew of any homeless people, or or anybody that even in his school with the kids that needed anything, food or anything. And he said, well, there were several kids, that he was sure that probably could use something, but you don't never know. You don't want to make them feel bad, so I just have to dig a little bit deeper into it and find out exactly what it is they need. Okay, and Becky Christian and Carrie Fritz, thank you. Yes, Thanksgiving, Easter, Christmas, and Easter is my three favorite holidays too. And I'm not that good um, at thinking of things. If I'm carrying on a conversation, I can talk, but I'm not. Linda is the best. I'll put it that way. Linda and Charles and Edward too. I guess all of them. But of course, when you're on camera, it puts me in a little spot because I'm more of a serious-minded person, you might say. So I don't. I think a lot to myself. I don't vocally say a lot of things that I just feel it. I feel the love for everyone. I might not tell you, but if you're around me, you will know that I love you because I have a feeling. I love people. So, but I'm not very vocal at telling people, except my immediate family. But anyway, and I can't remember a lot of things that in my childhood. I remember it when Linda brings it up. If any of y'all out there ever doubt when she says something, telling a story or something, and I say I don't remember it, don't think she's not telling the truth, because she is. It's just some things I don't remember. Now, when she's sometimes when she starts telling something, it will come back to me. It will come back to me. But Linda has the sharpest memory, and Charles has always had a sharp memory too. And I don't have dementia, and I don't have Alzheimer's. I just don't remember some things. And two, I'll be honest with you, I think part of it is because I have about a dozen things on my mind at one time. So I don't have room to add anything else. So a lot of things that I know that I just can't remember. And I was thinking about this the other day, why that I have a problem remembering some things. And I know one of the reasons why that I don't. And I'm not saying this putting my husband down at all, but he had Agent Orange, and he was in the Vietnam War, and he suffered some things that he really couldn't hardly cope with. And he told me about all these things constantly, over and over and over again, because it bared on his mind. He was sick the last 10 years of his life. And all those things just came flooding back to him because he wasn't working, and he was sitting and thinking. And so I would sit and listen to him, because that's just what I've done. I sit and listen to him constantly, day in and day out, telling me all those things, until I got in my mind, I started tuning him out. And I know that was not the right thing to do, because now I regret that I don't remember some of the things he said. But at the same time, you have to do what you have to do to cope with your situation. And that's how I cope with living with him sick and rehearsing all those, anything in his mind that bothered him, and even from his childhood that bothered him. I mean, we were married on, like in 1 month, 41 years. And so I learned to tune some of that out. So now it kind of trained my brain to not listen to everything that's said. So that way, and I know that's bad on my part that I did that, but I'm just telling you that is how I cope. I cope with the last few years of his life because it was just sad. And I don't like to be sad, and I'm a positive person, and so I just trained myself to not let it bother me, and that's how it didn't bother me, is I just tuned it out. But I'd sit there, I'm telling you, I would sit for hours and listen to him talk because he was hurting, and so he needed somebody to talk to. So because he did not go out much. Whenever he was sick, he didn't go out. He stayed at home all the time. So whenever I came in, he was ready to talk. So sometimes I'd have things to do, even with my job. When I came home, I'd still have stuff to do in the computer, and I would just have to do it after he went to bed. All right. Okay. Now it's I'm going to take it out, and we're going to see what we got here. It's bubbling hot, but I'm going to tell you, I don't guess I will. I was thinking about putting it in there till it kind of brown, but I don't think I will because it's melted and I don't want it to get too brown. So there is my sour cream chicken enchiladas. And like I said, I'm going to get off the camera now and start making another batch, and I'm going to make the white sauce on for the other one. It'll still be sour cream, it'll still be sauce, but I'm using heavy cream. And so thank y'all so much for joining me. Now, if you want to make this really pretty, put you some cilantro on top of it, some green cilantro. And I do have some in the refrigerator, but I forgot to get it out. So just imagine that I put cilantro on it. Love y'all. Thank y'all for bearing with me and staying with me. And I hope that y'all have a very happy Thanksgiving. And thank y'all for all the happy wishes for my family. And I won't be back on probably until next week. And I will be with my sister. So then my sister will be on this afternoon. So don't forget to tune in and watch her too. Bye. Bye, little Bradley. Bye, Linda. Bye-bye. Love y'all.